Hi kids, I know this looks a little bit different, but I need to be able to show you a ruler up close because this week in math we are learning about measuring. So, a couple of things. This week there will be 2 days where you do practice pages like you normally do. There'll be 2 days where you do sorting activities on Seesaw. Can you see my hand going? But before you do anything, I need to teach you a little bit about measuring. There's this strange book because we have also sent you in the mail a packet with practice activities in it, and it's a pirate practice project. So it's going to start with this book, which is How I Became a Pirate, and you will see it read aloud to you on Seesaw, and there's a link in the virtual classroom. And then in the mail, you should have gotten a whole bunch of little pirates with some information about how to measure them and what to do with them. Before you can do anything, you need to know how to use a ruler. And it may seem super easy, but there's a couple things you have to keep in mind. If you don't have a ruler at home, it's okay. I mailed you a paper ruler that you can just cut out and use. If it hasn't come yet, just hang tight. It should be there very soon, within a day or so. I think I mailed it on Wednesday or Thursday. So it should get to you pretty soon. But even the paper ruler has two sides. One side measures in inches, and you'll see the IN, and the other side measures in centimeters, and you'll see the cm. And you'll notice that the centimeters are much smaller than the inches. So the other thing that you have to keep in mind when you're measuring with a ruler is that you must start at the 0 mark. So on this ruler, the 0 mark is the very edge of the ruler. It's not always. Sometimes it goes in a little bit and then it will say 0. And so you do have to make sure that the edge of whatever you're measuring is at the 0. So I'm going to show you a couple of things. This is a Harriet Tubman book. And I'm going to measure it in inches because that is what we begin with. You will do centimeters later on in the week. So I want to get my ruler right to the edge. And you can see that it counts off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it doesn't quite get to 8. But it does reach a mark that is longer than the others, halfway between 7 and 8. And you guessed it, that means that this book is 7.5 inches long. It's a perfect square, and I know because I measured it before. I'm going to get my ruler right to the edge and then follow it along, and it's at 7.5. So it's 7.5 inches both ways, long and wide. So again, you can't start at the 1, you can't start in the middle, you have to start right at the edge. Your pirates in particular, but anything that you measure, they're not always going to land exactly where you want them to. So they're not always going to land right on the inch. So if this were my pirate that came in the mail, it's Harriet Tubman, but if it were a pirate, I would have to get the edge of my inch ruler right to her feet, and I would have to go up to the top. And it's, it does kind of, her head kind of rounds up over the 4, but I would say that she's closest to 4 inches. So on the pirate project, I would record that she is about 4 inches tall, and that's where I would put her on the graph. And if you haven't seen that yet, you'll see it soon, that there's a graph you're going to make. The pirates obviously sometimes wear big pirate hats, and I'm going to leave that up to you. If you want to measure to the edge of the head, then that's fine, and if you want to measure to the top of the pirate hat, that's fine. But the idea is that you, for all this week, you're just getting the closest to the nearest inch. So this Harriet Tubman is closest to 4 inches, okay? Some of them will be bigger. Here's my How to Be a Pirate book. And again, I'm going to start my ruler right on the 0, and it goes all the way down almost to the 12 inches. So I would say that this is closest to 11 inches long. And if I wanted to see how wide it was, again, I would start at the edge, and I would go measure all the way over, and it is closest to 9 inches long. So just get as close as you can to the nearest inch. You're going to do some practice pages today on Seesaw. You're going to listen to the How to Be a Pirate book. And if you've gotten that packet in the mail, then you can start working on that. Okay? I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.